Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
What did you see?
Then you can mash,
Then you can monster mash
the monster mash.
and do my graveyard
Then you
smash.
can mash,
You'll catch on in a flash.
then you can mash.
Then you can monster.
Welcome everybody to your 2016 Halloween double feature special. I always look forward to doing this video because I get to pull out some of my favorite spooktacular films for the Halloween season, and sometimes I like to try and find something new. So in case you're new to my channel, welcome, and as always, I like to talk about two Halloween themed films. Now, I had a goal in mind this year to review two classic spooky films that I absolutely love from the legendary Tim Burton, but those have been pushed off till next year because through a couple of videos that I watched from someone who I really admire, Doug Walker, aka the Nostalgia Critic, I found out about something that I never even knew. Did you know that during the 1980s, which was the time when Walt Disney's company was making all of these interesting live-action films like The Black Hole and Pete's Dragon, all the way up to Tron, as well as the direction that they were going in the time with the Disney animated classics? Did you know that Disney actually attempted a couple of times to make horror-themed movies? I'm not kidding. They exist. So when I found out about these two films, I said to myself, I have to find out about these and I have to see them. And I did, and I'm here to talk about them today. So the first movie that we're going to be talking about is the 1983 hidden cult classic, if you would, Something Wicked This Way Comes, which is based on the Ray Bradbury work. And how cool is it to know that Ray Bradbury himself actually did write the screenplay for his book-to-film adaptation? That's pretty darn cool. It's the story of two boys named Will Holloway and Jim Nightshade in this quaint little town where all of a sudden this mysterious carnival comes to town, and it is owned by this creepy guy named Dark, who is played by the devious Jonathan Pryce, and you know him recently as the Head Sparrow from Game of Thrones. Yes, Jonathan Pryce. Pretty damn awesome. The boys see this carnival, and it looks fun on the skin, but there is definitely something interesting going on because the townspeople and the town itself are not acting like they used to be, thanks to this little carnival. So it's up to these two boys and Will Holloway's father, who is the local librarian, to try and uncover this mystery of Dark and this carnival and what is going on. Now, I never heard about this movie in my life. I didn't even know it existed. The movie itself is not something that's going to be enjoyed by everybody because it's got a really slow pace to it. It also doesn't have those classic jump scares like most classic horror movies, and it doesn't really have the most engaging characters because the acting itself is much to be desired. I mean, Jonathan Pryce is probably the highlight of the movie because while he is not in-your-face evil, the way that he looks, his body language, the way that he engages the other characters, you can definitely tell that he is the villain when you're watching this movie. But the biggest positive about this movie is the atmosphere and the score brilliantly done by the late James Horner. The atmosphere is this classic Gothic setting, and it really brings the story to life. It just looks creepy, it looks eerie, and because of the building of the atmosphere, it really does draw you in and makes you want to stay till the very end of the movie to see what happens. Of course, the score by James Horner is a very subtle and eerie sound, and it really mixes well with the film's atmosphere itself. But again, it doesn't have those in-your-face scary elements. While it does have elements that are kind of frightening and will make you a little bit unsettled while you're watching, it still is something that drives the film. So I would say that it's not a strong film. It's also a very bold move from Disney, but at the time Disney was pretty bold with all of the interesting directions that it was going in. It's also a very hard movie to find. I don't think I've ever even seen it in stores or anything like that. I believe you can definitely purchase it online if you're interested, but I feel that this movie is worth a watch just to see if it is something that would grab you. I would not mind seeing the movie again if I had the opportunity, but I just don't see myself loving it as most movies that I do enjoy. I'm going to give Something Wicked This Way Comes 2.5 out of 4, but now let's talk about the other movie that I heard about, and that is the 1980 Disney film The Watcher in the Woods, starring the late and great Bette Davis. This is a true Disney attempt at horror. It has the atmosphere, it has the scary paranormal and supernatural elements, and it even has some moments that are going to make you very, very uncomfortable. The movie is about this family that moves to this really big, scary house in the backwoods of England, and there is a caretaker that is played by Bette Davis, and it really revolves around the two daughters, Ellie and Jan, and suddenly in this house, something starts to happen. The two of them start discovering that the woods and the house have a very big secret. It's all about these two girls trying to uncover this secret and find out about this mysterious presence that is in the woods. Why is it there? What is it doing? And what is it trying to tell them? So the strong points of this movie, again, the atmosphere. It definitely makes you on edge. It definitely keeps you uncomfortable. It keeps you engaged to see how the story is going to go. It also has a very powerful impact with point of view shots. I'm not going to give away what exactly they are. You just have to see them for yourself, but those are definitely something that will grab you. It's also a very unusual movie because, let's face it, this movie, unfortunately, like the other one, were box office bombs because it's like, I don't know if I want to bring my little kids to see a movie like this, but at the same time, this is a Disney movie. Why would Disney be trying to make a horror movie? This isn't going to be scary. This is not going to be Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, or Halloween, or Evil Dead. And no, they're not. But it's definitely a strong movie, especially because of the fact that it's something that Disney has never done before. And even though the acting is much to be desired, the whole story itself is really what makes this film. The Watcher in the Woods is a movie that I would really like to see again because it really was just something so different from Disney, and I applaud the fact that the company actually went in this direction to try and tackle this genre of film that was becoming very popular at the time. Again, not the most perfect film because of the acting, but a very strong movie. I would really like to see The Watcher in the Woods again. Would I want to own it on DVD? I'm not sure, especially because it's very hard to find this movie, but I'm going to be giving The Watcher in the Woods 3 out of 4. I would definitely say for Halloween, if you've never heard of these movies, you've definitely got to give them a shot. Two very interesting films from Disney, and definitely perfect for the Halloween season. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please put your comments in the box below, and let's have a discussion on either of these two movies, especially if you are interested in them, and more importantly, if you have seen them. Happy Halloween, everybody. Stay safe, have fun, and I will see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.